Today, I'm going to be guiding you through how to play Fish and a full guide on how the game works and how you should start out, especially if you are a beginner. This is a beginner-friendly guide to Fish, so let's get into this video. When you first start the game, you should spawn on Moosewood, and this is island. There's actually multiple different islands inside the game that you're able to travel to. So your goal in this game is obviously to fish up fish, sell them for money, upgrade your rods, and buy better rods and unlock more stuff. Complete quests and, a ton of other different things. So this right here is basically how you catch a fish. You go ahead and you just click to move that slider. If you're on mobile, you just tap, but you cast your rod and then you go ahead and click shake, shake, shake. And this is the same for all the rods. There may be less or more shake buttons depending on what rod you have, but this is the fundamental, just basic fishing aspect of the game, right? So there we go. We just got another catch and we got our fish. Now, once you've caught your very first couple fish, what you're going to want to go ahead and do is go up here to this merchant, right? And this is where you're going to be able to sell your first couple fish. And you basically can just say, I'd like to sell my inventory, or you can hold out a specific fish. So if I want to sell all of these, I can click, I'd like to sell this, and it would go ahead and sell it, right? That's just how you would start fishing in the game. So the next thing I want to go over is crab cages. So crab cages are another method of fishing inside the game. Don't worry, I'm going to get onto a ton of other advanced stuff that is in this game, but this is just the basic stuff that, I didn't know for a while until I, really started playing this game hardcore, and it's actually really helpful to know. So you go over here and buy these crab cages. You can buy however many you want. They cost $45 per crab cage, but you open your inventory and type in crab cage. Here we go. We got our crab cages, and now we can go ahead and place them in the water. Now, if someone's already placed their crab cages in the water, you sadly won't be able to, but go ahead, place your crab cages in the water, and you can use this as a method to also fish inside the game, and these in a second will be ready for me to claim. So while I'm waiting for those to claim, I'm going to go over the next segment of the game. So obviously, your goal is to make money and level up by fishing, but there's also, quests. So you can go up to either this guy, or there's another angler quest guy over here, and basically you have to fish up a certain fish. So in my case, this would be trumpet fish, and then I would need to go over here to him, and he's going to give me some sort of reward for completing the quest. So that is the quest feature. Those are on multiple islands, the different quest people. I want to kind of go into how you get different rods. So obviously on the spawn island, you have these rods right here. Now obviously the more expensive you get, usually the better they actually are. A lot of people would recommend the carbon rod to beginners because overall the stats aren't terrible on it. So if you can save up $2,000 and then go ahead and keep fishing, that would help you out a lot inside the game. And that's probably what I would recommend. The carbon rod is pretty good. But now I'm going to get into another feature in the game, which is actually appraising different things. So you're actually able to appraise fish to make them gain more value. So you can spend more money for a chance for them essentially to gain value. So that's either going to add an enchant. So as you guys can see, or not an enchant, but kind of like a mutation or whatever you want to call it. So this is a turkey, right? And I fished this up. Usually it'd be the normal color of a turkey, but since it's hex, it's worth more and it looks different. So essentially this appraiser over here, what they do is you can appraise different items. So if I want to appraise whatever this is, can you appraise this fish? Bam, I just appraised it, and it kind of it made it way more. So it didn't add anything specific. So you can just keep doing that over and over again until you get like a really rare mutation. I'm not going to go into like what's rare and what's not because I have a lot to cover in this video. So the next thing I want to go over is what your bestiary is. Now this right here is your bestiary, and this is also I would compare it to like a fish index. So if you've played simulator games before, you would know that there's an index for all the different pets you've hatched, and that's kind of similar to this. This is basically just all the fish you've caught, and then this is like the percent of the fish that you've caught out of the entire game. So I've caught 61% of the fish in the entire game. Obviously, I have a lot of work to do to finish catching all these, but then there's specific areas that you can go ahead and catch these, and these would be in specific islands. And then, of course, we just have the straight up ocean. So there's tons of different islands that you can go ahead and fish in and get different fish on those locations. And now each location, the fish sell for more or less depending on, the location, but they vary in how much they sell for. So the next thing I want to show you is the different islands and how you can actually enchant your rods. So if you go over here to the shipwright right here and you click, I'd like to see my ships. And then obviously for the beginners, you're going to only be able to probably afford the surfboard or the bass boat. It can really be any, but I'm just going to use the jet ski because, I have the jet ski. So if you don't know how to enchant, we're going to go ahead and drive out of this. Now, once we've driven out of the dock, you're going to see a bunch of little spots pop up. And these are the markers on the map for where specific islands are. That way you know where you're going. So if I go over to here to Sunstone Island, for example, this is a completely different island with completely different fish that I can use to unlock. Now, I'm not going to go over here because that's not our focus. Our focus is now on enchanting. So here is the Statue of Sovereignty. You're going to need to head and pull up to this island. And while I'm at it, I just want to show you guys what whirlpools are. You can fish in whirlpools to get specific types of fish that sell for more money. There's two different types of whirlpools. There is a strange whirlpool and a normal whirlpool. This is a normal whirlpool. As you guys can see, it's just, normal. Strange whirlpools have this glowing particle effect coming out of it, and if you jump into them, it takes you down into the vertigo, which is a special area. So I just want you guys to know that while that was there, because that is a pretty core mechanic of the game. So here's how we can actually start enchanting. So if we just drive around this island until we find the entrance, right here's the entrance. We're going to go ahead and hop up over here. Now this is going to take us into these, I think, sovereignty mines. So go ahead and we're going to go to the bottom. Now you're going to you need to make sure it's nighttime before you're actually even able to enchant. But you're going to do, what are you doing? And can I use the elevator? And basically just pay this guy $450 to use the elevator. So I'm going to go ahead and use this right here. All right, so this is the Keeper's Altar, and there's actually I'm just going to go ahead and include this, but there's actually a rod in the Keeper's Altar, as well as an entire bestiary in this area alone, just in the enchanting area. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that, but if we go over to the altar right here, if you've gone ahead and fished up a enchant relic, there's another way to get enchant relics, but for beginners, it's not really doable. If you do this, you can actually apply an enchant to your rod. I like the one I already have on my rod, so I'm not going to do that, but that's the basics to enchanting. There are multiple different enchants, and each one has its own, special ability. There are some that are better than others, but I don't have time to go ahead and explain what the best enchant is. Comment down below if you do want a enchant specific video. All right, so now that we're out of here, the last thing I want to go over is bait, lanterns, and bobbers. The bobbers actually really have nothing to do with the game other than just looking cool. They don't actually do anything that I know of. They're just cool effects to have as bobbers. Now, baits do have an effect, and there's tons of different baits within the game that you can buy from bait crates. Now, I'm going to show you where bait crates are real quick in the Moosewood Island while I explain what bait crates actually are. So baits essentially just increase your luck or your resilience. So if you guys don't already know, each rod has its own specific thing. So lure speed, luck, control, this is what this rod has, and then the specific stats. Now, these either buff or nerf a specific ability that they have. So this one, it boosts its preferred luck and its resilience. However, this one makes the universal luck go down by 10, or the lure speed go down by 10, but the universal luck actually goes up by 35. So they each have their own negatives and positives to them, and some actually only have positives, and some actually only have negative. For example, if you go ahead and look at the garbage, it only has a negative luck. So now I'm going to show you where you can buy bait crates. Where I usually go to buy bait crates is actually Sunstone Island, and the reason why I go here is just because, honestly, this is the most convenient for me most of the time. But if you go ahead and head into this area, you'll actually find this little ladder right here, and this actually kind of leads into what I was going to start talking about next. So obviously there's the bait crates here, but there's also Merlin's Shop. So right here's where we can buy bait crates. As you guys can see, let's just buy 15 of those. We go ahead and open our bait crates. As you guys can see, we're getting tons of different bait that we can go ahead and use within the game, which is overall just really nice to boost luck and stuff like that. But the next thing I want to go ahead and show you is this Merlin Shop right here. Now, the two things you can purchase from this shop are Merlin's luck, so you can buy a luck boost, and you can also buy enchant relics from here, right? Now, Merlin does require level 30 to actually be able to purchase stuff from, so you have to be level 30 before you can do that. Level 30 isn't the hardest level to reach, and as I was saying earlier in the video, a strange whirlpool has spawned. This will be an event that, says in the server whenever one does spawn in, and then you can go ahead and find one. But anyways, I feel like that's a basic rundown of the game. There's a lot more to it, but obviously I don't want to give you guys too much. I want to give you guys what you need to start working on now, especially if you're just starting the game and you have no clue what you're doing. So yeah, I hope this video did help you guys out, and if you need any help, make sure to join the Discord server in the description below or leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.